What is up, everybody? We are back with Let's Get Sticky. We got the boys in the house. We got Dev back. We got Drunken back for his second show. We got Felony back. I think this might be his third show. I can't remember, but we are back
Second.
live. We got the Next Gen Console opening up tomorrow with the Xbox, starting it off Thursday, coming into the PS5. Boys, it is about to go down. Everybody should be pumped up. I know I'm pumped up. I'm getting the PS5 and the Xbox. I know Drunken's getting the PS5. I know Felony got the PS5. I believe Dev's getting both of them also. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna go over these. We're gonna talk some specs. We're gonna talk what we've been hearing, what's been floating around by the fanboys and all that good stuff. And then once we all get to play this weekend and possibly come back on next Monday with another like recap of how we're feeling about these consoles and a little bit about maybe some of us are going to be playing COD this weekend, and I know that's been a big thing on everybody for everybody. Like everybody's been going bonkers. That's been a big fight between the two consoles, Call of Duty. But that is what we're gonna get into it. So we'll let Dev start off here with this Xbox. I know he gets into the Xbox probably a little bit more than I do. Give us some thoughts on this, man.
Yeah. So if I'm being completely honest, I'm actually a PlayStation guy first. I've had every PlayStation known to man. Not that I haven't had every Xbox though. Usually it's, for those couple big titles, Halo, who doesn't want to enjoy Halo a little bit? Gears is really the big one, but I actually prefer the Forza Motorsport lineup over Gran Turismo, just my own personal preference. So that's actually what really always constantly gets me to buy an Xbox. I'm excited though. So like there's technology in both of these consoles. The biggest piece of hardware for these guys is going to be those SSDs. Gaming a little bit on my PC and kind of seeing the speed and the power of the SSD that I have in this versus their, custom setups soldered right into the motherboard. I'm excited. There's enough YouTube videos out there that get your juices flowing to be like, oh man, I don't have to wait and watch a progress bar before I get into a game. Like
right, right.
it's amazing. Oh yeah, the Xbox is going to be great. They're the biggest thing for them though, I think, is even more software based and the things that they're doing with their Xbox Game Pass. Like today, even like if you're a member of Xbox Game Pass starting today, if you don't have Disney Plus, they're giving you 30 days free.
They really giving you the juice.
Yeah, they have even more things lined up with that. That to me is probably their biggest. I would say, in my opinion, to me, that is their biggest feature over PlayStation. I've been calling for PlayStation to revamp PlayStation Now basically since it came into existence to be more like Game Pass. I thought for sure we were going to get it with this next gen jump, but I am sadly mistaken. So I'm excited though, man. I think that, they're going to be great. The Xbox is going to have, their niche market like they always have. The PlayStation still looks like they're going to dominate the first party titles, at least for right now. We'll see how, Xbox has been doing some very silent but deadly and one not so silent but deadly blow of acquiring studios and things like that and trying to bolster that library.
Yeah, but that's what was huge for them.
Yeah, the Bethesda wasn't so quiet, but there's been a couple other ones down there that have been a little bit, more under the radar, but they make solid games. So I'm interested to see what they do moving forward. To me, as a gamer, I could care less about the entertainment value of a console. Like if I'm taking the time, I'm buying it because I wanted to game, right? I got an iPad, I got phones, I got Apple TVs, Fire Sticks, and all these other opportunities for me to be worried about entertainment. Like I'm spending this money and I want you to be gaming first. And I feel like for the first time in Xbox's life since the original Xbox, they are actually putting gaming first instead of entertainment. And so I'm on board for this generation with them right out of the gate. So
Yeah, I mean, like we've been definitely hearing some things back and forth, like concerns of how it's built and if it's going to overheat and all that. I mean, that's my biggest concern with it because it is pretty compact in that big plastic tower. And I mean, but they have it set for a certain way of cooling. So I'm interested to see what's going to happen because I'm going to play it as soon as I get it. Unbox it. We're going to load it up and we're just going to start ripping into hours of it and see what the heat does. If it overheats, if it keeps flowing, and I'm hoping that I would hope we wouldn't even have those issues anymore. You know what I mean? That we are in a spot where they're putting PC pieces into these things, so it's basically a console, a little mini PC at your hands now. Um, so is there anything that you really like that they've done besides like going out and grabbing these um other little developers and other, well, I don't want to say little because Bethesda's not that little, but that was a big move by them. Is there anything like you're looking forward to that they've done with this that catches your attention just in like the mechanics of this that they've put into it?
yeah, so that velocity architecture along with that quick resume is going to be game changing.
Yeah,
Um, especially like think about it, like let's say we're doing a let's get sticky game night, right? But I'm playing, you know, for I don't know, I'm playing
Madden.
Forza, right? Yeah, we'll say Forza, right? Because I'm thinking more of like a single player game in my
Gotcha.
aspect. Let's
Yeah,
say I'm
yeah.
playing Forza, and then you guys like, all right, cool, yeah, we're gonna jump on Call of Duty, bet. And the fact that I can literally go from Forza, excuse me, from Forza to Call of Duty in a matter of not minutes but seconds is game changing to me. I've seen a couple of YouTubers out there that have been able to test it, and I mean, and you're going into big games like
Yeah, I
your
seen that too.
Monster Hunters, your Gears, your
Red Dead.
Forza, Ride, Red Dead. So like that is dope. Uh, so that is one of the big things that I'll be interested in. Not that I'm ever gonna have 5 6 games that I'm playing at one time or whatever. That the fact that it gets that many, that's great. It's a little bit overkill, but why not when you've got that type of power, right? But to be able to swap between like 2 3 games quickly, if your lineup is something like 2K, Madden, Call of Duty, or say you're playing Cyberpunk, Valhalla, just to be able to jump, and then not only just jump seamlessly, but jump seamlessly and right into where you were.
Yeah.
You bypass a load screen, you bypass a quick save, like it's boom, right where you left off. And essentially like you just paused the game, which is that's some next level stuff that I
Yeah,
was like, oh
that's
yeah, that's
that's
pretty
definitely.
cool.
I mean, I was kind of disappointed. Like when you think about it too, I was disappointed that we're not going to see that on the PS5. I really thought that.
They do have something similar. I believe that it's just not as many titles.
Yeah, yeah, I haven't seen it,
Um,
so that's one thing that would be new to me to see because I haven't seen that part. I just last I was reading that they didn't have that feature, and I was kind of like, I was like, really? They don't have that feature? They really gonna let Xbox get away with a feature like that and not like there's
mhm,
something in there? Because I thought that was cool too. I mean, be able to bounce like, especially like us, we when we guys are streaming and we're at it, we do it for some decent amount of hours, and
right,
like, and who knows, like me and you, we're Madden guys. Drunken's a Madden guy. Madden has its issues. Like when it has its issues and servers go down, to be able to just like poof and catch up and be like, you're when you're streaming, nobody has to wait now. You can
right.
just flip into a game, change your title, boom, the content doesn't stop. I agree with you 100%. It's a game changing move by them, and I'm looking forward to just seeing. Like I want to see like because I keep looking, seeing how big these things are, and then I look and see how big this. Every time I look at a picture, PS5 is towering it.
Yeah.
So like I really want to see like how massive these things are. Like that's my biggest thing. I'm so
Wh-
looking forward to it.
One
Now,
more thing I'll throw out there too, because it just hit me right now while I was thinking about it, is both of these consoles. are, yes, gaming first, but they have a sense of content creation in them that are built into the console and into their apps,
Yes.
which is next level. So, like, I just recently updated my PlayStation app and my Xbox app. The Xbox app is so cold that legitimately, as soon as you take any sort of in game capture, whether it's a screenshot or a video, it's automatically sent to your phone, gives you the ability to edit it right there. And if you want to use like a third party edit program on the Xbox app, you swipe to the right twice, and that's your entire capture gallery all the way back to your captures at the Xbox One.
Oh,
So like there's captures on there that I have from like 2017 that I didn't even realize. Um, and so the PlayStation, everybody knows that when you earn a trophy, you usually get a screenshot. Well, they've updated that to now be a video. And similar to the Xbox, when you take a video or whatever, it will also be available to you right away in the app. So then again, you can download it, use it elsewhere, or post it however you'd like to post it. And so to me, I think that that's a big feature. Also, again, being content creators, being on Twitch, being on YouTube, having that type of stuff available to you. And it's and thinking about it, like how many of the apps that we use on our computer are available on our phones, like specifically iPhones. I'm just speaking, the entire Adobe suite is available at your fingertips on your phone. So to not have to per se be glued to your Elgato software to then, you know, package it over into Adobe or package it over into whatever your favorite software is. And you're trying to get something out quick to Twitter, to YouTube, to Facebook, to Instagram, TikTok, whatever. Like there's so many of these quick bite media opportunities that now you don't have to go back and be like, oh man, what day did I do this on? When did I do this? You know what I'm saying? You don't have to remember to do it post, and you can do it right there in the moment. And I think that that's also super clutch too, because your emotion and energy from that moment will still be high. So like it'll probably help you with better captions. It'll help you with getting it organically seen, because people that are in your stream, you could be like, yo, I just put that up on Instagram, go hit it up or whatever. And then that builds it quicker because everybody was like, yeah, that was dope, we just saw it. So I think those little things are huge that we haven't
yeah.
seen before, that's going to push this further for them and us.
All right. I mean, I'm definitely down with that because they did put like it's like a full blown out software in the PS5. I remember that. I don't remember seeing it in the Xbox, but I imagine that they weren't gonna let that go by and not jump on it. But
Mhm.
yeah, Felony. So, what's your thoughts on the Xbox? I know you don't really get into the Xbox. I know you played Xbox before, but what's your thoughts going into this thing,
Xbox,
man?
I don't even know. Like, I think the biggest thing I want to know is, are they going to do an editing program? I mean, like the PS4 already has the Playroom where you can go in and edit videos and cut them
Well,
after you record
that's what the PS5 did. The PS5 gave you a whole
it. Yeah,
editing
well,
thing.
the PS4 had it to begin with, but it
Well,
was
no, it's
so
full blown
trash.
out now.
Yeah, now the PS5 just they upped their game on it. Is the Xbox going to bring that? I mean, if the Xbox would bring stuff like that, I'd probably get one. But another thing is, are they going to do? Is Xbox going to do the Elite controllers again? Because I haven't really seen any controllers, the bottom of an Xbox controller. Are they going to have the bottom buttons again, or
I have
I
there's
have
typically
more
they
questions. I'm
look
not
just like the old ones. I mean, all they did was like the D-pad changed a little bit on it. It looked like to me. Um, Battery life I think is supposed to be a little bit better.
right, but they
But
look They look like a standard the Xbox.
yeah,
You
there's
know,
no paddles underneath them. I think there is a. I know Scuff has been working on their controllers for both systems. I've seen those already floating around.
Cinch Gaming's already starting to put them out too.
So here's the thing, you also got to remember all your Xbox One stuff right now. So like your current Elite controller will work with your Series X and Series S. So they're
Yeah,
not necessarily going to rush that to the market unless they have
I
you
know
know, like
they've
actually
done color.
developed.
I know they did the one thing they did do with the controller for the thing is, and which brings me to thinking that Sonic is on his way to Xbox, is that they brought out the Sonic Blue controller. So I'm thinking that Sonic is somewhere in the line of coming to Xbox solely.
I think another thing I'm kind of excited to see about the Xbox is what game that's going to be cross platform that they're going to have exclusive contents for.
Well, I mean, if it goes exclusive,
I
it
mean,
can't go cross
no,
platform. I wouldn't think.
exclusive content, not exclusive gaming. Like you're gonna have like Call of Duty. I've heard so much talk about once you hit level 4, PlayStation automatically gets an extra 2 slots over PC and Xbox.
I seen that too. That was in I forget where.
There when you get the $20 season pass, PlayStation is going to have an additional 5 tiers that skip. Instead of the 20 tier, you get 25 tier. PlayStation's going to have different variants of guns automatically. They're going to have double XP events throughout the month. You know, what game is Xbox going to try to take control over?
Yeah, I mean that's that. I think
'Cause, I mean,
that I think
they
that's
got
where it plays into. It's where Bethesda comes into play. You know what I mean? Like Bethesda, that's going to be huge. Like we're not. I don't think we're ready for what may be coming from that whole them partnering up together with Bethesda. I mean, that could be some serious stuff coming. I mean, they definitely have to push it. I feel that they lack on exclusives and pure Xbox content to the PS5. I mean, look at the exclusive that you get with PS5. I mean, PlayStation period. Like you look at that, they've always, I believe, they always have had the top exclusive. You know what I mean? Like to me, they've always had that top exclusives. I mean, I've watched people go out and like, literally just buy them. They're PC people. They're buying PlayStations just so they can play an exclusive. And I mean, that's where it's at. I mean, that's a good question, honestly.
You know,
To where
each console is going to have their exclusives, but I like to see
you're just
what
strictly
Xbox.
talking exclusive content,
Yes,
and I
for
mean, I
for a cross-platform game.
yeah, I mean, I honestly think that's where I think that's got to be the Bethesda signing, and I think that's where they're gonna pull something big gonna have to come from that signing. There was a reason why they did that. There's got to be something big coming that we just don't know yet. Drunken, what's your thoughts, man?
Well,
I know
the
you
Xbox,
play them all, so
yeah, the Xbox Series X it looks to me like an ITX case, basically what it is. But Xbox is the signing of picking up Bethesda is one. They're cleaning up the act of Bethesda. The last few years, Bethesda's studio has been a erratic mess, just like my Chargers and your Redskins or football team, whatever. But yeah, I think the thing with Microsoft, I think Microsoft's just putting out there and just pushing Game Pass as usually as their thing. But the tech wise, I like what they're doing. I like how we basically went back to memory cards with the solid state drive for that. But right now, I think Microsoft is still sitting with their lovely big three: Forza, Gears, and Halo to maintain the ride. But Bethesda, I'm thinking it's going to be Elder Scrolls 6 and the other one they have with Obsidian. I can't remember the name of it. But overall, it's going to be the same thing. Sony's going to rock it with God of War and whatever else they're going to be coming out with story-wise. Horizon's second game, which is going to be great. Still need to be the first one, but yeah, it's going to be the same thing. Microsoft's going to be sitting back in the beginning, then come out swinging towards the end. Sony's just going to cruise with all the titles, and I think Microsoft might be trying to buy Sega.
I have like I said, I have the feeling Sega is there's something underneath that they're not saying yet. I think the deal's already done. Because
Yeah.
like, as soon as I seen that controller, I was like, bro, that is like that's Sonic the Hedgehog right there. I was like, that's Sonic Blue. I was like, where did the blue come from? We've never seen that color. The back of it's white. So I'm just thinking like,
Yeah, because Microsoft's just trying to pick up the companies.
they have to. I mean, they have to.
Sony has a nice back catalog of
I mean, they don't. Sony. I think Sony just has a power with them, man. Like Sony is just. They have a power where hey, they're like, hey, you guys want to sign with us? And they're like, yeah, we'll come. Like it's not even hard.
Sony does need to step up their PlayStation Now, because I mean that Xbox Game Pass is phenomenal.
Yeah, I agree. I think they slacked there, as Dev had mentioned earlier. He's been calling for it and wants to see it happen. I mean, do we see it happen in this generation? I think we might. I think they might. I think they might have to with what Xbox is doing, man. Xbox is giving so much on that Game Pass for such a cheap price.
I mean, not even that. I mean, you're talking about the Game Pass. You can play what, most of the games on your PC.
Yeah, the
Right.
PC catalog is kind of iffy, but a good handful you could do crossplay with a.
I mean, PlayStation Now, you can do the same thing, but it's weak. You're paying
Here's
for a
the
lot.
thing.
You're paying for a lot that's just not up to par.
Here's the thing. I don't like PlayStation Now for two reasons. PlayStation Now stinks, right? For two very large reasons. Number one, I have to pay a monthly subscription to access PlayStation Now. And then on the back end, I still have to rent certain titles. So now I've paid you twice to play a single game that I could have potentially walked into GameStop and paid $7 for.
Yeah.
The second thing is they don't even have anything good on there. Like, if we're going to be honest with one another, like the PlayStation Now catalog compared to what PlayStation owns and has rights to is
weak.
trash.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think that's why I think we may have to. You almost have to guarantee that Sony has to touch it. Like, they're like, are they really gonna let Xbox
Just
run with that?
Here's the thing. Just imagine how much Sony, like, I think you have to talk to them in a way of, look at the way you're going to make so much more money, right?
Yeah.
Imagine the amount of people that would sign up for a service, PlayStation Now, we can leave it called that, but then you have that back catalog of all the God of Wars. You have that back catalog of,
All the
the
Need for Speed,
Horizons,
all
the
that
need,
shit.
that type of stuff. Oh yeah, we didn't even talk about the fact that Game Pass added EA Play or whatever it's called now. Ain't that what's called, EA Play?
Yeah,
EA.
Like, that's huge too. If we're gonna be honest,
that's another
and
library.
I'd like to know how that works out, because like I'm already an EA Play subscriber, so like, am I gonna get any sort of?
I would imagine
Like,
it would be ready for you to roll right off the rip.
no, I don't want that. I want some money back or some. I want some extra because I already gave EA my money for the year, and now you added it to Game Pass, and I already have that. So like, somebody needs to hook a brother up.
You'll
I need
never
a free game or something.
Toxic. You'll never see them go back to free play online.
Did they do the Xbox Live? Isn't there like a higher edition where you get
Ultimate Edition, $15 a month. That's about it.
compared to playing online at what, $10 or something?
Correct.
Yeah, somewhere around there. Yep.
Where you get that access to all those games. PlayStation's just, they're greedy. $60 a year to play online, another $60 a year for PlayStation Now, and they have a lesser variety. They have to step it up there. I mean, have exclusives all day long, but if you don't have that variety, you're gonna lose.
I think, like I said, I think in time, I think we're gonna have to see it, because I mean, we all know like Microsoft's gonna make a killing with that library being as big as it is, EA Play being involved in it now. Like, that thing's gonna be insane. And then
Right.
you have to make a move somewhere. Like, unless they got some big thing where like they're pulling Nintendo in or something like that, which I think we have Nintendo and Xbox are talking, but I mean that's
Well,
how
you
it
can
has to
play
be.
Game Pass on the Switch already.
Yeah,
Yep.
see, I mean that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, Game Pass. Listen, Xbox is smart. Okay, I will never, ever, ever take anything business wise away from them when it comes to this console thing, right? Because they, like I said, for a long time they focused on the entertainment, right? They sold consoles just because you could do the cable pass through, because you could, essentially do literally your whole home entertainment because of the cable pass through, and you could control your TV with the one guide and blah blah blah.
Yeah,
People loved it. I remember that. Like when I worked at GameStop at the time that came out, people were like, "Yo, that's cold," and I was like, "Seriously? Okay." But like again, to me, I am a gamer, right? But to see the things that they've done with the Game Pass in the last couple of years, first it was the Game Pass was clutch because you got to play every Xbox party day one
Yep.
just for having the Game Pass. So that was clutch, which again, if PlayStation even just did that, if PlayStation added just that feature to PlayStation Now, it would be 200% better than it is today.
Oh, guaranteed.
And then not only that, now they've added an entertainment feature to it. Oh, wait a second. We've also made it multi-platform. So now you don't even need an Xbox to enjoy Xbox games. You just need our service. You got that new Samsung Galaxy 20? Fire. You're 4K gaming on the go. Oh, you have a Nintendo Switch? Sweet. Let's give you all of these. Oh, you primarily play on PC? No problem. Hook up with a 360 or an Xbox One controller and run wild with it. They're absolutely killing the game as far as
business.
brand notoriety and drawing in a new audience. I said this to my buddy just like literally, I don't know, 3 days ago. PlayStation knows who they're catering to. PlayStation has groomed who they're catering to, and they are completely okay with staying stagnant because they know that they have first party titles that other people will never get, right? And they know that they sell units based off of those first party titles. And it's facts.
Yeah.
I mean, until this year, they were selling probably, I don't know, a 30% increase every spring for the new MLB game.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And so now they kind of lost out on that, but it's just, it's interesting how they attack this differently, because I think that if Sony would implement some of the things that Microsoft has implemented or change some of their services or offer a service, if Sony had a Xbox Game Pass service, I don't think Xbox would truly have too much of a chance anymore.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Their first party titles, like Drunken said, they're the big three, and I don't know that the big three is big enough anymore to move units. And I think Xbox has kind of already figured that. And I think Xbox might have thought what I thought, which was there's no way Sony skips this again, right? Like we've set it out, we've shown it's successful, like we've given the numbers and shown the world that we make more money off of Game Pass than we do any game or console sales that we do, period. So like there's no way they skip this again, right? And I think that's why they went ahead and were like, we need to get this out to more people. We need to get this access to more people. And it blows my mind that Sony is like, that's cool, you can have that. And I'm like, how? How do you just say that when they're making Game Pass is $120 a year at its minimum, right? Just imagine that times, I don't know, 50% of the people that have Xboxes out there, and then add another 20% for people that are buying it strictly on the PC. You're out of your mind. And Sony just now is offering first party titles on PC. Come on, dude. What are you guys doing? I don't understand that. Like at this point, I have to believe Sony's operating at base. Like it doesn't make sense to me. I don't believe that they can be making crazy amounts of money anymore, just because again, I kind of know the industry, and like specifically this generation, every digital console they're selling, they're losing $80. So like I really don't understand how they're not up with anything, unless they're going to drop some sort of bombshell or something. But
and that's what I think. I think there's just something hiding for both people. You know what I mean? Because PlayStation's been buying. They've been partnering up with other developers and different things like that. They've been pretty quiet with them. But I mean, when you look at it, is like I agree 100% with you. They got to make a move somewhere. Something's got to happen. I mean, you got to look at it. I mean, I honestly think Xbox is going to lose out too here when it comes to their Series S. I don't think that. I think that console's going to flop. I don't think it's going to do what they were hoping it was going to do.
You
Because
should tell the real truth because you almost bought one.
I did almost buy one, but let's know the truth of this. I only bought one just so I had a new console to make sure I had a new one until I found the X.
Got you.
So I was searching, and then it went live, and I got it later on, and then I went back and got rid of that one.
Got you.
The safety net, because if you know, it could have probably like it could have been one of like the guys that go out here, bots, and bang out the systems and then resell them up a little bit. You know what I mean?
That's so irritating.
It is. It is very irritating. But I mean,
Oh yeah.
I mean, like I don't even know why Xbox made the Series S. It is not even as like the One X is more powerful than that.
So let me ask you a question. With the I believe they made it specifically to be a Game Pass item because if I'm not if somebody I don't use the Game Pass. I ain't gonna lie. I have it.
Yeah, I don't have it either.
Whatever, but I don't use it that much. On console, do you have it, Drunken, or you Felony?
Yeah.
You have it? Okay.
Yeah, I got the Ultimate Edition, so I got them both.
Okay,
PC.
bet. So when you use that, specifically when you use it on your console, is that streaming or does it download or do you have the option?
The way the Game Pass works is basically you're paying for the service, you're renting it, right? Then X amount of time they slowly take it away. But if you want to keep the game, you buy it at a discounted rate.
Okay, but do you download the game or are you streaming it?
Straight up download. It's
It
hard.
is a download. See,
Yep.
because like I wonder if they made the Series S to essentially be a more powerful phone because on the phones, I would assume it's got to be all streaming, right? Because there's no way that
Yeah,
that
you're not
phone
downloading the
has enough-
phone.
You
You're
know, there's no
definitely
way
don't.
that your phone is going to have that much hard drive space to
Yeah.
download. You know what? You know, there's some games on there that are probably 80 gigs or something like that. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's not too bad.
You remember that Microsoft was working on a cloud-based stuff too.
Right. So I wonder if they dropped the S in a way to be like, hey, you can still enjoy Game Pass cloud based and not have to worry about the hard drive too much. I still agree with you about the 1440p and this, that, and the other. Like, yeah, all of that.
Yeah,
is,
like I
you
mean,
know,
it came out like 4 teraflops, and I believe that the One X is, if I'm correct, it was that one is 10 teraflops. So you're losing
Yeah,
like 6
yeah,
teraflops in it. Like
So-
I was just blown away by like how weak it came out versus the other one because it runs in 4K.
but it's
The one
$299.
I get it's $299, but I mean it just didn't make sense to me with the next gen console. You know what I mean?
But here's how this works. It doesn't make sense to me and you because we work for our money. But imagine if you were buying this for your daughters.
Oh, I get that. I mean, they're gonna be happy regardless. But I mean, it's still one of those things. Is just like when it got brought to my attention, I didn't realize how weak it was, and then I already had the One X, and I'm just like, I'm started looking at specs and stuff. I'm like, what?
The Xbox. Let me put it out there like this: if they have the S's readily available, they will outsell PlayStation for the first couple of months because parents that are going to be going out,
Yeah,
and
they
their
want
kids
something for
are gonna be
Christmas.
asking. $299 is where it's at.
Yeah, 100. I mean, 100%. I get the price. The price is the price. You can't beat the price.
I think my biggest disappointment about Xbox is their external hard drive.
Yeah. Well,
It's. I mean,
That thing's
granted,
expensive.
I don't think so.
it's exclusive.
Again, I disagree. Let me tell you why I disagree. And for the first thing that Smee said, it's expensive. How much are you paying for an M.2 1 terabyte, that speed drive today, about $220.
Yeah, I mean, you can. I was just looking at one. There was one that was
The
about
new
$200 and some dollars, and it was like 8 terabytes, and it was who was it
yeah, but
under?
that's not an M.2 though.
No, it wasn't the M.2. It was a hard drive. I mean, but
Right.
still, it's 8 terabytes. You know what I mean? It's still huge,
I understand.
and
But
it can go
here's
to
why
anything.
And
Right.
I get that point, but you can get that same speed at a discounted price if you shop around and you get the right brand.
Of course.
But with Xbox, it's completely exclusive. You have to use what they're putting out. Now down the road, they're probably going to have third-party developers make that, but you're not going to find it. And they're
Here's the
locked
thing. Down the road, even the exclusive one will be 150, 175 on Amazon.
The price is always going to go down.
Yeah.
But the exclusivity is what I think hurts me as far as that. You can go out and you can go get a 2-3 terabyte for the PlayStation, and it
I
doesn't matter.
mean, yeah, but I mean, right now, right now, you can't even get the extra one right now. It's not. They don't have it set ready for it to go in. Like it's not. It's gonna be. I don't know how long we're gonna have to wait for it to go in, but
I believe they said towards the end of this year, so right before the new year.
not too bad then. But I mean,
Again, I don't hate the exclusivity part for two reasons. The exclusivity part brings us features that non-exclusivity would not, right? So like how much would you go out to buy an external hard drive if you still couldn't use the quick resume? How much would you go out and drive the hard drive or buy a hard drive if it didn't match? Like imagine if you just could go out and buy any hard drive, right? Because it was whatever, but then it didn't match the speeds of the games that you had on the console.
makes sense.
You would kind of feel kind of shysted. Even if you did get an 8 terabyte for $250, you're going to sit down and be like, dang, I don't know if I really find this valuable anymore because
Yeah.
I like the experience I have with the hard drive that's built into the console versus the hard drive that I purchased externally. So this way they keep it, everything flows exactly the same. So no matter if you're playing off the external versus the internal, your experience is 100% the same. I'm not mad about it. When I first thought about it, I was like, okay, that's crazy that they're going to charge $220 for this memory card. But once I did the research and found out that the memory card has the velocity technology, has the quick resume technology, it is a full terabyte. There is no sort of, software or anything that's on there. I mean, and then you really go out and look. If you go buy a new Western Digital or a new Samsung or a new Seagate M.2 that are writing and reading at those similar speeds, you're paying about $200 to $250 brand new right now. So I mean, I don't hate it. Now, if it was just kind of whatever, then that's different. Like the PlayStation 1 kind of worries me, right? Because here's what's going to happen. People are going to go out and be like, "Oh, I can get any old hard drive that's an M.2, blah blah blah." And then they're probably
That's not going to be the
mad.
case. There's no way they're
Right.
going to do that.
Right. So like that's what, and I'm okay with PlayStation waiting because they want to test. I also think PlayStation is actually waiting because if you noticed, PlayStation announced they put up that video showcasing where that M.2
Yeah, I
slot
seen that.
is. And then the same day, Western Digital dropped that they had their new line of the gaming Black series that dropped.
Yep.
I believe we and Western Digital and PlayStation teamed up together for the game drive on the PS4. I believe we're going to see Western Digital and PlayStation announce a specific lineup of M.2s for the
that
PlayStation 5.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine with me. I like my Western Digital Black drive I got in my computer now.
I have a Samsung one only because
Yeah.
it was cheaper, but I definitely almost got a black.
I got a Samsung one because it was free.
Yeah.
Performance is an issue, and if you can stick any old hard drive in there, a lot of people are going to overlook that. They're going to be disappointed. I
Right.
mean,
And see, that's the thing.
don't read what they should or should not do. They don't investigate. My thing, I think it's kind of, I didn't explain it correctly. It's not really the price. I mean, I'm a bargain shopper, so I'm gonna go get something cheaper as long as the specs are correct. If the specs aren't correct, I'm not gonna buy it. My thing is all M.2s have the same plug and play feature. Now with the Xbox, you have to have that specific design. So that design, that exclusive design, is going to be hard to kind of mimic.
So you're more worried there might not be like a discounted one, or might not be able to get like one that's a little bit cheaper with the same specs.
Not yeah, for those people that are out there bargain shopping. I mean, granted, that 220 price tag is going to come down in 6 months, guaranteed.
Yeah, I
But
mean, once these things start cracking,
are we gonna see them release that ability for another company to come in and make those at a discount?
well, that's what I think Dev's saying. There's going to be a line. You know what I mean? There's going to be different tiers to it. Like one might be 500 gig. You might get like a 1,000, 1 terabyte, a 2 terabyte at different price lines. Like that's why he said line. I think that's what he's speaking on. I'm not sure if that's what you were exactly talking about, Dev, when you said line.
Brands.
Yeah, I think just like anything else, right? So Microsoft, this isn't the first time they've done this, right? If we think back to the 360, remember Microsoft had a proprietary memory card.
Yes.
And then again, about 6 months, maybe even a year later, there were a ton of them that were out on the market.
Yeah.
3D printing is a hell of a drug. People are going to be able to copy it, and somebody's going to buy one. They're gonna graph it up, and they're gonna be out there. So I'm not too much worried about it. My concern would be though, again, is that
how's it perform then?
Correct. I don't want to buy it if it's $100. If it's $100 less, but I'm not getting the velocity architecture with it.
Right.
I don't care about that $100 less.
Right.
Because to me, I've just gone back to playing my Xbox One, and that's not why I bought this. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
And that's why I was trying to clarify, because a lot of people aren't going to read. Like me and you, we're going to read it. We're going to make sure.
Yeah. Well, everybody on this thing's going to read it.
Hey, we about to have people back here reading video game accessories like they read their food contents. Hold on, what kind of bullshit is in here?
Oh, they got high toast food concern. Oh shit, we got to put that back.
That didn't say cane sugar. We can't eat this.
Yeah, no, we can't touch that controller. That shit ain't working right.
I think 5 or 6 years ago, I was that guy.
Yeah.
I was that guy 5 or 6 years ago.
I was that guy too. I used to just grab whatever I wanted. I just picked it up. Like if I wanted something, I grabbed it. Didn't give a fuck. Like it was one of those things. But as we get older, we start learning. Your mind starts training itself. Starts learning. Hey, look, you just can't go out here and buy shit. You know what I mean?
Everybody learns from their mistakes, but that's an expensive mistake.
Yeah,
we've all had them.
Especially if they hit you with oh, you opened it. Sorry, you can't return it.
Hell
no.
Oh, it's day 15, son. You can't return this.
Exactly. Oh man.
Well, let's get into what we all want to really get into. I think let's get into these PS5s, dude. I'm jacked. I already got my controller. I've been using it already on the PC. Yeah, y'all didn't know that. They said it wasn't able to be used on the PC. Oh yeah, she cracks on the PC. He does work on the PC. The only thing I found out while I was playing Madden is that you can't hit the touchpad and call a timeout on the PC. So that was the only thing I really felt. You can't get the haptics. You don't feel the haptics on the PC. You don't get no rumbles on the PC.
Yeah,
but you do get the response of the controller. And I'm not gonna lie. Like if it responds like that on the console, and it's probably gonna be better because it's meant for the console. But the response I was getting out of that controller, I was in love. I was even gonna go to bed with it and sleep next to my wife with it, but she got jealous. But nah, like So like I'm pretty pumped. Like I mean, we've been hearing different things from all the guys that put content out, all the guys that are fanboys of Xbox, fanboys of PS5. But the one test I was really impressed with, I got to see a heat inducted test where they actually could put up like the infrared stuff to it, where you
Mhm.
could see where how the heat was going across it and how cool the system was actually staying. And I was purely impressed at how cool that thing looked. Like it looked severe. It looked like it. I was like, bro, if it's like that, and that fan don't got to turn on, and I don't got to hear my jet taking off every time I play, I said I'm sold just on that and on that noise not being there, because I know we all been there. I had the PS4 Pro, and I think that was the loudest one of them. Because I
Bro,
had
it's funny you say that. I just was just a second ago before we got on playing Madden, and I showed her my fan kick. I was like, "Is that my PlayStation or my
bro,
computer?
right? That
That
thing
sounds
about
loud."
to take off. I'm like, cause I've had every PS4 came out. I get everyone. Like all I do is I just keep turning them. I trade them in and just keep getting the next one and the next one as the series moves. That's just what I do, and I like to do it. I started off with day one, and I didn't have a problem. My day one literally just died this maybe 4 months ago. Just died. Day one PS4 died. I don't even know if it died. It was the hard drive. The hard drive went out in it, and it was getting to that spot where you could tell like the motor didn't want to pull the games in no more. And I cleaned it. You know what I mean? I took care of it, made sure it was clean, cleaned out all the rollers and stuff on that, so it was pulling games. It was just one of those things where it was it was just done. Like honestly, I'm surprised it stayed that long because y'all know like I stream a lot, I play a lot. I played that like that was a lot. I mean, Big played with me a lot. I mean, Felony, we've played countless hours, and I mean, when I'm talking hours, I'm talking like sometimes days at a time, like 24-hour
Yeah,
streams. Like
we put our work in on that when the alpha and the beta came out.
like even on this pro, like I mean, I had 50. I think I had 50 hours in the alpha, like
Mm,
50 or
that's
more hours in the
crazy.
alpha, like
Yeah, y'all
and
going in.
and that's one of those things. It's like I was truly. I think I want to say like the day one was quieter than the PS4 Pro, because that thing. I'm telling you, and I went through it, cleaned it out completely. I did. I cleaned. I did. Cleaned all the heat sink out. I put the freaking new paste on it, thermal paste on it, and I'm telling you what, that thing still. It was. I'm
No,
like, shit. I was about to jump on it the one day. I was like, let's go to Mexico.
I haven't heard Xbox. I haven't heard anything about Xbox. I'm
No,
not.
I'm gonna tell you what, my Xbox One X, you didn't even know that thing was on at the time. I let it run. I let it run for 2 days. Had not 2 days, but I let it run until it shut itself off. I had no clue because
No,
I couldn't
my
figure out why I wanted to get on my PS4, right? And I forgot that I had my HDMI over on the Xbox. And I'm like, man, this shit is not working. And I forgot that I even had turned that thing on because the thing's so quiet. And I forgot all about it. And I realized it, and I plugged it in, and it works. I'm just like, man, because you don't hear that thing. That's one thing I'll give them, because their fans inside the Xbox are pretty big. And that was what I was kind of impressed with when they came out with these PS5s, is how big that fan is and how big that heatsink is. I think the air is going to travel through that thing amazingly. I think we might not have to hear it anymore.
my greatest part about the PS5 though is you're not voiding the warranty when you take it apart to clean it. That right there is a big plus. I haven't heard anything if it's void warranty about taking the Xbox apart, but to be able to take the PS5 apart and clean it, thoroughly clean it, and not have to worry about a warranty and how easy it tears down is just phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean that when I looked at it, I thought it was I was truly amazed of how they took it apart, and like we watched it together when they had the release. We had it going on in the stream. How big the heat sink was! I was just like, oh, shit. I couldn't believe how big that thing was. That thing was monstrous, and I think they truly listened to us people that play the game, that use the system, and they put it into what we wanted. You know what I mean? Nobody wants to sit here and listen to that thing hum like it does. You know what I mean? Especially if you get into one of them heavy games. You know what I mean? Like a heavy, intensive fighting game, or like Call of Duty, when you're constantly stuff's blowing up, things that you're shooting and stuff. People are flying around, like helicopters are going through the air, dropping bombs, whatever. Planes coming through. Like that gets like people don't realize how intensive that gets on a system, like what that does and how it pushes that system and like to cool off and everything. And that's what I hated playing COD because of it. Like it made me not want to play COD a lot because I got tired of hearing that. And this is like one of those things. It's like now they got the liquid coolant. They got the what was it, metal, right? It was liquid. It's the liquid metal.
Liquid metal, yeah.
So they got the liquid metal in it, which I'm interested in that. Like, can you? This might be a question for Dev to be able to answer. Can you actually change the liquid cool metal, or does that liquid cool metal stay in there?
No, it's gonna stay. It's pretty it's pretty stagnant. My understanding is it's actually triple cooled. So we're not gonna be able to really see or move any of it. It's just going to allow for better overall connectivity to the heatsink and to the CPU.
Mhm.
So nah, if it if it comes off, you got problems.
So there you
So
guys go. Now you don't have to worry about thermal paste no more, guys.
exactly, that's
Yay!
essentially right. That's essentially what that is. Just at a more extreme and more
Yo,
what's the word I'm looking for? Efficient level.
I don't even care. I don't want to mess with thermal paste. I hate the shit.
Yeah,
I
I'm
hate
with
it,
you.
man. That shit is a
Yeah.
mess, bro. Like it's like you touch one thing, and that shit's like it just covers your room within seconds. You're like, I didn't even move, man.
Yeah.
And it's got your stuff covered in it. Like it's one of those things. I mean, so they came out. They gave us a crazy lineup. I think we got 20. What is it? 20 games they're coming out with right off the rip that we can play. That we're gonna have
For the
access to.
PlayStation,
Yeah, it's 20
the
games
PlayStation Plus
plus
collection or whatever.
plus collection. So we got that coming out with the. I mean, it's a good lineup. It's definitely a hell of a lineup. I don't know if it's a lineup everybody wants, but it's definitely some of the best games that came out on PlayStation.
That's the problem though. If you ask me, that's actually one of the weaknesses to the PlayStation is that they are valuing what they did more than what they can do.
Okay.
I think that I don't speak for everyone. I'm not a big backwards compatibility guy.
Yeah, neither
I
am I.
could
I
give
want what's new. I want to see what you can push out this
like I'm not in this to be playing something I already played before. So
thing.
I could give two F's about this PlayStation Plus collection and whatnot because I just think that it's cool. It's a selling point because it's like, hey, sorry, we couldn't get a pretty good launch lineup because of COVID. So instead, we're gonna just upgrade all of this stuff and allow you to play it on your PlayStation 5 until we can get you something good. That's essentially what that is.
Yeah, I mean, but I mean, I look at it this way too. I mean, you're gonna have parents. Some parents they're gonna put out $500 for the system. They're, I mean, we got COVID going on, so they might not be making as much money as they maybe have in past years. So I look at it as like it's kind of like a win for parents. Like maybe not for us that like are crazy gamers and really go at it. It's not
It
what
just
we want.
depends.
You know what I
It
mean? Like,
just depends on if your kid didn't play these games before, though.
yeah.
Like, because here's the problem: is like the games that they're giving. There's some good variety to it, but there's about 4 to 5 big bangers. But those big bangers, if you had a PS4, 8.5, 9 times out of 10, you already played it.
I
So
haven't.
are you
I can
really gonna?
honestly say I haven't played most of them that are on there because I'm not. I'm a more of a sports guy. Like I get into some RPG element games. Like I'll get into like looter shooter games type of deal where like you're playing like Breakpoint or Division or like kind of I'll get into some Assassin's Creed. I haven't played Assassin's Creed in a while, so Valhalla is like speaking to me right now. Um, it's been a long time, been an absolute long time since I really got into something like that because I haven't. I want to say it's Black Flag was my last one, so I haven't played since then, and we know how big that game was. And but the game, like I've watched a lot of the gameplay on it, and the game just looks like there's so much content in it, and like I'm looking at a game differently now than I did when I played Black Flag. You know what I mean? I'm a content creator now. I'm looking, hey, what can I play to get the content? What can I pull out of this game? What's gonna give me something that's got some longevity to it, where I don't have to go search. You know what I mean? And as me and you, we do a lot of Madden, and we have sometimes we're in a spot where we have to search because of how things come out with programs or how long they take. Like this last one they did was Most Feared. It took a while for that to come out. We almost thought we weren't gonna get it. So you're constantly you're kind of searching for some content in that era. And when I seen this game, it looked like Ubisoft did some work. So I'm kind of big on it, man. I'm really big on the game. I haven't got to play it yet, so I might have my hopes up. Hopefully, I don't have my hopes up, and hopefully, it gives me what I want. But I mean, when we get into the specs of this thing, I mean, I think PlayStation put some thought into it, and they came out and I think this thing's gonna hum, and I think this thing is gonna set some bars that we may not be ready for.
I'm hopeful. I'm definitely hopeful that they, kind of really give it the old 1-2. Yeah, we'll kind of just see what's up. The biggest thing, like I said, the biggest thing that Sony has that always kind of carried them, and they kind of is their lineup. Like we already know what we're getting lineup wise, and I'm not mad about it. Uh, to speak on what Felony said earlier though about the exclusivity thing, I don't know if you guys heard this, but Sony spent $2 billion already in content exclusivity and game exclusivity. So like
Jesus,
the 2K stuff, like there's stuff about NBA 2K that hasn't even
bro,
been mentioned yet.
woo, I can't wait to
There's
play that.
there's still more stuff about Call of Duty that's coming down the gate. And that's just the tip of the iceberg of what we've been seeing.
Yeah,
So I think that Sony has also kind of understood, like, all right, people know what they're getting from us. Yeah, we're gonna have a couple first party surprises, but like we need to make sure that we are also the place to play for other reasons. And I think that the fact that they were not afraid to spend that money to get that because like you said, the buzzword right now is content, right?
mm-hmm.
Even if it's from them, right? Because we're creatures of habit to a degree, but we also like to break the mold, right? So we know we're getting a God of War. Yeah, we're excited about it because it's going to be a new thing, but at the end of the day, it's going to be God of War, right? Like we know Assassin's Creed is coming out, but it's still Assassin's Creed, right? But it's about the changes or the things that you add to it after the fact that really kind of push that envelope.
Right.
Does that make sense? So like
Yep.
the fact that you get those 3 My Team packs for free, well, now you're probably a little bit more inclined to even try My Team. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
The fact that zombies and that 2-player co-op zombies onslaught mode is going to be on PlayStation, I'm sure everybody that pre-ordered it on Xbox is probably sitting there like, damn, I probably should have waited until this news came out. You know what I mean? Like, and anybody like, and the rumblings were there. The difference is like if you pay attention, because they had been talking about it for a while, and Sony just was like, "No, we're gonna wait till the very end to tell you about it." But they had been talking about it for a while. They're like, "Hey, there." Some people thought the entirety of Zombies was gonna be on PlayStation alone, and I was like, "There's no way they did that. That's too much money.
Yeah,
That
I
whole
mean,
$2 billion would have had to have gone to Activision."
yeah, that would have been nuts, bro. Like, could you imagine if one of these systems did that shit though?
Oh man. So yeah, like that
Can you
ain't
imagine
it.
how pissed people would be? How many pre-orders would get canceled?
Right. But like you just look at the little stuff. To me, this is very reminiscent of why people used to shop at GameStop.
Yes.
People used to shop at GameStop because when you pre-ordered with GameStop, there was some weight to it.
Yep.
People are going to shop and want to be on PlayStation once they continue to like the Game Pass is great. I think this is the route that PlayStation decided to go to combat the Game Pass. They're like, that's fine, whatever. But if you play the game on our console, you're getting more. So, and it's free, right? So all you had to do is just play it. Like nothing about it said you had to have PlayStation Plus or nothing. Just play the game on our console and you get X, Y, and Z. And I think that that's huge too. There is some additional stuff for PlayStation Plus, like I mentioned earlier, the My Team packs are you get like 3 packs a month or whatever just for playing, for having the PlayStation Plus. But uh, there's also additional stuff in 2K that just for playing on the PlayStation 5 you're gonna get.
Yeah.
So, and like I said, there's a lot more of that to come. There's been some rumblings about it with Final Fantasy. There's been some rumblings about it with, I'm talking like to a degree where there's like exclusive characters in certain games, like um, cars, like you name it, they've thought about it and they are trying to make sure that they are tackling that and making PlayStation truly the greatest place to play. So even though MLB is going to be on Xbox and whatever else they decide to put it on, I assure you the MLB experience will somehow, some way still probably be the best on PlayStation.
Yeah, I don't think they lose that whole solely. I couldn't see that happening. They've had it for so long. Like, Drunken, what are you looking forward out of this PS5, man?
Just whatever brand new stuff that Sony and all the studios will come out with. To be honest with you,
Not looking forward to anything else. I know you gotta be pumped. There's gotta be something that's inside of you that you're looking forward for, man. Come on.
I'm waiting for them to pull the trigger and come back with Soulcom. Damn it!
So
It's happening. It's happening, Drunken. Trust me. There's a couple series that I think the PlayStation 5 is gonna see return that we didn't see on the PS4 or we saw way early on the PS4. And I think SOCOM is one of them.
If they bring back Soulcom, I'm all in. If they bring back Resistance, I'm in too.
Wasn't a big Resistance guy, but I love me some SOCOM.
I haven't heard the name SOCOM in so long though. That's so, like, when's the last time that's been out on PlayStation?
On PlayStation 3, Soulcom Confrontation, which was god awful.
It was, but you got a sweet throat communicator.
Yep. It was a pre-order.
He said "sweet throat communicator." Oh my
Like
god!
a little Bluetooth that you wrap around your neck, and it felt like a throat communicator.
The little choker
Yeah,
that they wore back in the day. The choker.
Yeah. If they decide to go back to the roots of games like Rainbow and Ghost Recon and hell Soulcom, I'll be happy for that. But I'm just looking forward to see what else they're coming out with. With shit, I'm more anxious to see what the new Ratchet and Clank they got going on. To be honest with you,
Ratchet and Clank. I mean, I guess it could be something. Not my type of game, but you know.
I think that what we really need to be looking out for is where games go from here.
Yeah,
right? That's like the biggest thing that I'm interested in finding out is like where the games
where they
go
can push
from here.
the limit to.
Correct, and I'm not talking about graphics. I don't care about how pretty a game looks.
You want that gameplay. You want the movements and stuff like that.
Every review out there has talked about how great that haptic feedback and everything that you've talked about with the controller is, and I want to see how they implement some of that stuff. Like,
yeah, I'm interested in that. Really, where I really want to see what that does, and I think it's going to be something. It could be something really cool in COD, but that's going to be one of those things I think that some players may have to get used to, because if you're only pulling the button so far and then you don't have to pull that thing all the way down, bro, you know what that's going to do to some people's speeds.
So it's funny you say that, because like one of the things that was actually mentioned was both in Call of Duty and in Battlefield, because there's a new Battlefield coming out.
No, I'm not a Battlefield guy, so I don't follow it.
Oh, that's terrible. Battlefield is good. The ability to replicate or not replicate, but imitate a jam.
Nice.
Oh
So
wow.
like your trigger tension will change, and like you'll feel the haptic feedback, like kind of go nuts. And it's because your gun is misfiring because it's jammed.
So is that going to be like a story mode thing? That's not going to be that multiplayer, I wouldn't imagine.
I would hope that they don't put it in multiplayer.
I'll be mad as fuck if that goes in
You never know,
multiplayer.
man. Call of Duty like to frustrate people. You never
Bro,
know.
that goes in, if that goes in multiplayer, the first two are throwing the controller to the top two guys in this on the screen right now. Them two are letting it rip. Like if it gets, well, Big's probably gonna be, Felly's gonna be along with us too, probably throwing the controller with us. If that shit
Right.
jams up, we're
I might be a hole in my wall.
You'll think twice after you drop that $70 one time, real quick.
Well, that's probably what it's gonna take. You know what I mean? That's why I already have the extra one.
The controller to the wall.
Motherfucker, Jack, what? I can see him
exactly.
shaking the controller. Oh, jam! Could you imagine if that was a thing? Like you had to shake it to get it to like loosen up.
With as much as Sony has done to get exclusives, they did drop the ball.
You think so?
They dropped the ball on COD. Big
How do you
time.
figure?
Because the pro players are not going to be on the PlayStation anymore.
Yeah, it'll be on PC.
They all have to switch to PC.
It was because the Bluetooth control, the Bluetooth interference at LAN events was screwing up. That's why they were using the whatever they're called, the modded stick thing. The Chrome.
Cronus.
Yeah, Cronus.
Cronus Max.
Yep.
Cronus Maximus. Nah, but I mean,
They dropped that ball big time. I mean, you got to think how many people are out there that are pro players that go to these tournaments and they stream. And all those exclusives really don't mean that much in the streaming community right now because they're all going to still watch those certain people.
Yep.
Whether they play PS4 or PS5, Xbox, PC, it doesn't matter. They're going to follow them, and that's it.
I mean, I don't know about you guys, but Saturday Scaries with me and the missus and playing zombies on Saturday nights is going to be high quality content.
I'll probably join you. I haven't played zombies for.
I've not really. I don't even remember the last time I ever played it. Like I'm really not a zombie person. I'm about going out there and just, I don't know. I'm weird when it comes to games, man. Like certain games, like they're too like futuristic shit and weird shit going on, bro.
Call of Duty 2 years ago, I wouldn't touch that with a. I don't even know.
I've played every Call of Duty. I'm a Call of Duty fanboy. Not gonna lie. I've played every one of them. Every one of them. And Call of Duty almost lost me when it started doing that jetpack shit and people were flying off the walls and shit like that. That's not me. I don't like that. I want to play real. You talking military? That's why I was hoping they would have remade Modern Warfare 2. Like I would have went crazy. But Felony, what are you looking forward to in this thing, man? What are you looking forward to out of this PS5?
Man, looking forward to the games. I mean, COD, the exclusives that I'm gonna get in COD. Even though I gotta up my monitor, the visuals beyond anything. To be able to go 4K and see all that crispness. I mean, I don't think there's really a specific game. I mean, if I can't shoot it, I have to drive it. I mean, that's just me.
It is. It's definitely you.
But to be able to play some of these games and see the detail that we should see is probably going to be my biggest enjoyment.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely huge. Like
Even
some
though
of
you
it.
gotta figure out sound.
Yeah, I mean, you'll be able to figure that out easy. I think.
I mean that's neither here nor there. I think that they should have kept the optic port. I mean,
Yeah, I think it'll come back. There's no way it doesn't come back. They're probably getting everybody's feeding that back. There's no optic port. What are you doing to us? Like, you know how many big content creators are probably yelling about that optic port not being there?
I mean, I don't know, bro. That 3D audio, they say that stuff is next level.
Yeah, but I mean, it kind of
But
sucks when you have a $500 mixer.
I feel you.
See, that's what I was wondering too. 'Cause I was looking at it today. Is like if you get one of those like HDMI converters, like if it takes away from it's like a HDMI audio converter. If it takes away, because that literally plugs into the back of the PlayStation, and then you plug your HDMI and all that into that converter. I didn't know if that would like take away from the resolution because of it being basically like a splitter.
I'm sure it probably does if you don't get one that's
I mean,
it'll
Astro
take away from something. Anytime you add something, you're always taking away something.
Yeah.
already came out with it, but the problem is it's already sold out.
And then the other ones I've seen, they're like $75. So I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen with that, but I know
Just more money to pull out our pocket.
I'm really looking forward to watching some people play the new Spider-Man.
I'll be on that.
I want to
Yep.
watch. I want to watch.
Same
I
here.
want to watch people play that Harry Potter game.
I'll be on that.
Like, I'm
No,
not.
I don't know anything. You know what? I don't know a darn thing about Harry Potter.
I don't know nothing about Harry Potter, but when I seen the game, the graphics in the game yanked a hold of me. Like I was like, what? I was like,
See,
what is that?
I really want to see the difference because I got the cross-gen edition of the new COD, Cold War. So I really want to see the difference.
I mean, you'll
You
get the chance. You'll get the chance to do that. I won't. I'll get strictly just PS5 because I don't even know how it's gonna happen. Like, so imagine you'll have to download it. You'll download it on both systems. You'll have to download it on. It'll be available for both systems. Download. But I mean,
Excuse me.
I mean, it's gonna be one of the games that's gonna go back on the PS4 because I'm gonna wipe it. I'm gonna set my account up as a main account, and then I'm gonna have my daughter on there because she wants to play zombies. So it's going to her.
yeah. I mean, like I said, what do you guys think too? Like, do you think we've all seen it? Anybody paying attention to these systems, we've seen some people try to come out with the tops and the bottoms for the systems, even the middle black piece. They came out with some kits for it. They were from the UK. They done it. I see them. They put these custom lids and bottoms out. I think we've seen it get shut down, and I think that's just because I think that's the way Sony is going to do their exclusives. When they come out with certain games, they're just going to change the lids on these things.
I
Yeah, of
think
course.
that's what they're going to do, but I also think that they're not going to be exclusive. I mean, people are still going to be selling them. I think Sony shut them down because it was too soon. And give it a few months, and they're going to be right back up selling them. And there's nothing Sony's going to do about it.
No, I think what will happen is kind of like, remember the Xbox 360 faceplates?
Mm-hmm. Well, they had the faceplates for
out.
the PS4 when it came out too. They had a couple that you could add or change the shiny plastic piece, and you could pop those on too.
Yeah, well, I just remember specifically with the 360, they came out, they went away, and then they ended up, getting a process and created that would allow for everyone to be able to enjoy it. And I think that's where we're at with the PlayStation right now, is just that they want to make sure that they get those, the authorized ones. So I'm sure we'll see some football ones. I'm sure we'll, NFL, NBA, MLB, they'll get stuff like that.
Now, do you think they do that? Like when we get into this, like as you say that, that's my thought too. Is when you're getting into that, are you thinking that like when certain games release, maybe that they're releasing these different lids on top of these things?
I could believe that
games
down the line, because like I remember
as a
Like,
bundle or
I was
something.
gonna say a couple years ago, but this is way more than a couple years ago. But I remember back with the 360 when you pre-ordered. I don't remember what year it was, but when you pre-ordered that year's Madden, you actually got like a faceplate that had all 32 NFL teams represented on it from GameStop.
Oh wow.
I can believe that we see stuff like that,
Okay.
where you might get a faceplate or they'll be sellable. You might be able to buy a kit for $30 or whatever at your local store or online or whatever. I expect it to be more along those lines until that hits the market. Then they'll have your third party guys that are doing the 3D printing. You'll see the custom ones pop up on Etsy and Amazon and all of that stuff. But I think PlayStation wanted to make sure that they did it right, and so they wanted to make sure that they got the big hitters that are actually paying to do it first, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that
So
makes
like
sense.
they're gonna make sure that like I said, that the
Like
NFL,
Call of Duty, NFL, those
correct,
guys can
those
put their
guys
stuff
get
up.
it, and then yeah, you'll get the ones. I think we will see some pretty fire special editions. I think the first special edition console we'll see will come with God of War.
Yep.
Yeah, that'll be the first one. It'll have probably, and the way that I think it'll go is they'll have some pretty dope printing done on it, like the action, because like how the console has the etched in square,
Yeah,
circle,
that.
triangle,
Yep.
and all of that. I think we're gonna see some pretty fire custom consoles.
I'm waiting to see these guys that
they're
like
gonna
do
do.
like what I'm interested in these guys that do come out third party, because they're gonna get some of these guys out here that are gonna, like, you're gonna get these people that do a custom like ones, like they'll get you the white ones and they'll whatever you want painted on them or something like that, like get the
Yeah.
airbrushing done on them.
I actually think I'm gonna airbrush my logo on mine.
Yeah, see, I think I'm gonna wait too, and wait because that there's gonna be somebody out there that'll do it. I'm not. I mean, I guess if it really is that easy, and I could take it like to one of the guys in the mall, I'm not gonna do it. But yeah, there'll
Yeah.
be some places where you can then send your little plastic piece in or whatever. Oh yeah, that dude dev logo on my PlayStation. Yeah, that'd be fire.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, could you imagine like getting like me personally, like I'd probably do like Sean Taylor. Like Sean Taylor would be my dude. Like, you know what I mean? Like that, everybody knows that's my favorite guy. Like getting the airbrush Sean Taylor on that whole thing. Like that would be
But
crazy.
with these lids releasing so early and PlayStation shutting them down so fast, I mean, that almost makes me think to a point that they already have that in plan, and that's why some of these games
Mm-hmm.
are coming out late.
What up, Clance? Yeah, I mean, I think there's probably a little bit to it. I mean, there's they got a console out. They didn't get to work on it probably as much as they really wanted to, and like I'm still lost. Like I'm still lost that it's even coming out at freaking 825 gigs. Like that one, that blows my mind that it comes out at that. Like that's one of that. Like honestly, it's one of the down points to the system that I didn't like, is that it comes out with that. Because then, I mean, once you get that new update in, that new update comes in, that's gonna shrink even more.
And the first game that comes out is taking almost a quarter of that up.
Yeah, that was kind of mind blowing to me. I was surprised it didn't match Xbox. Xbox Series X comes out with 1 terabyte.
Here's the difference, though. Again, not to sound like a record, but I know that I do. Is like
Ah, bro, you got the information, you bring it.
it is going to be not as bad as you expect. Sony has been known to come out with massive UIs early in the console life,
Mm-hmm.
and then be able to clean up the nonsense later on. Xbox, on the other hand, if you've ever kind of paid attention, their games, because they set you up to want to be able to do everything right out of the gate, are going to utilize more of that space than you think. So I think that in due time, you're going to feel the need to get a Xbox proprietary before you're gonna feel the need to get uh, M.2 for your PlayStation. Personally,
Okay.
just because I mean, they both claim to give you the ability to kind of install what you want, but the PlayStation actually does right out of the gate. So like you can go in there right out of the gate and just say, "Hey, I want to only install X, Y, and Z." Whereas the Xbox gives you the option to choose which do you want to install first. Um, so it'll be interesting for sure. I don't think Sony's going to shoot themselves in the foot. Like I said, I expect them to launch a line alongside their announcement with Western Digital. Uh, and I think, again, I think it won't be as bad as we think. Because I know guys that are still rocking the OG PS4 with only 500 gigs, and it's really not that big of a deal. So, I mean, and I also feel like the time of game collection has kind of gone by the wayside because
definitely.
People aren't trying to build that library bookshelf of games anymore and all of this and that, like especially with the quick delivery systems and all of that jazz. It's just too easy now to do everything right on your console or right through the app or what have you. So um it'll be interesting, but I think that it won't be as bad as people think. I think that there's some games that are going to be obnoxious. We felt that way about Last of Us, the fact that it came out and it was 90 gigs, but today it's only 78. Or, when Call of Duty first came out, it was almost 140 gigs or something
It was.
stupid
I
like
think
that.
it was 150 or 160.
Yeah,
It was ridiculous.
something absolutely ridiculous. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now it's I think it's actually under 100 gigs right now. So I mean, again, in due time, you'll realize that it's really not that bad. And again, yeah, it comes down to what's more important, the speed or the size. And I think we can all agree that right now, where we are in our life stages and where we want to be as far as being able to enjoy, the speed outweighs the size. So,
Yeah. So
um,
before we wrap this up, I want to go around you guys real quick before we wrap it up because I know everybody got lives and stuff, and it is 8:30 at night. I'm gonna start with Dev. What game are you looking forward the most from both these systems?
Hitman,
For both of them.
Hitman for both of them.
Both of
Yep.
them.
Hitman, period. I think Hitman is going to set the bar for what type of new things and new ways to play for next gen, because they built this game. They'll technically, I mean, if we want to be serious, this new Hitman is technically built next gen first, and it's the first game that's built next gen first. A lot of the games that we're seeing, like even the ones that are coming out at launch, like, okay, yeah, Spider-Man is, but it isn't, right? Because it's technically cloned from the PS4 and then like upscaled, and then they added some new animations to make Miles feel completely new. That's not technically built for next gen. Then you've got Cyberpunk. Well, that was never built for next gen because it got released on current gen. I want games that are built for next gen only, and the first game that'll be built for next gen only is Hitman. So that'll be our first real taste of what it will be like to play a next gen title that is built for next gen. So that's why I'm most excited for that one.
Drunken.
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter. Reasoning.
Just because it's you actually get to explore everything that you've seen and seen in the movies, read in the book, and go further in. Another game I'm looking forward to, Deathloop.
Deathloop. What is Deathloop? I never heard Deathloop.
Deathloop is they have two assassins going against each other, from my understanding from the description I just read. On Xbox, Elder Scrolls 6.
All right, Felony. I know one of yours.
It's definitely God, but
There's another one out there that's piquing that interest too.
Oh yeah, that Riders, and I can't even say which for which because both of them are cross-platform. So
Yeah, I mean,
be
it don't have to be for any console. I mean, I just know Dev was getting both consoles. That's why I gave him. I needed one for each console.
that Riders Republic has struck my interest since
Yeah.
the day I seen it.
Oh yeah, Riders Republic looks dope.
I think that could be a
100%.
good one. I think it could be fun. Like if we can get people to get it, like all of us, like do like a game night. Like that could be crazy.
There's going to be so many people you can bring in. It's going to be so interactive with everybody that wants to join in. I mean, it. I think that's a game that's gonna really blow up. It,
Yeah, I mean, getting into like me, like I'm actually I haven't played 2K in a while, but I'm actually looking for 2K. They rebuilt that game from the ground up for next gen. It looks I didn't even know I was watching the trailer for it at first. I just came across it and I had no clue I was watching the trailer until at the end it was like, "Oh, NBA 2K for the next gen console." I was like, "Oh." I was like, "Damn." I was like, "That thing look good." I was like, but I'm definitely looking to see what COD does with it. Like, but right now, Valhalla is probably Valhalla and 2K probably have my interest just peaked with what just by the graphics and the way the game move. And plus, like I said, I haven't played any Assassin's Creed or basketball in a while. So like those are like jumping. Like just when I seen it, like I said, both of them. Just the trailers drew me in. Just like some of the mechanics I was seeing from them, like especially when they got to the one point in the trailer of Valhalla where the dude, the big dude, thought he was gonna come down and wreck shit, and then got stabbed through the head, like straight through the eyeball, and blade went out the back of his head, and he just pulls it out. And the dude just falls. I was like, what just happened? I was like, right then and there, I was like, I have to get this game. I have to play it. Like, I have to do it. Like I said, there's a bunch. There's so many other ones I want to get into. Like I said, I've mentioned Harry Potter. Like I know nothing about it. I know my daughter loves it. I have no clue about it, but like what they did with that game, you could tell they put some time in that game, and they put some work into it. Just the way you could tell, just by how it was moving in the game, they were showing it, and it just looks. I was looking at it as at the games differently. Like I was saying earlier, I looked at them completely different with content. Like sports, you can only go but where the developer allows you to go, what they're putting out, or what you can figure out yourself to make up your own content. Um, Kind of like I've done with Madden, like franchise wise, like we mess around with franchise and get the league going, and then sometimes like we'll get into a franchise where I'll let my guys watching if if they get a certain amount of points they can name a guy in the franchise on the team or something like that. You know what I mean? But I was looking more interactive stuff like they can do. Like if I'm in a game where like you're in Assassin's Creed, what's my next move? What should like let them make the next choice? Like you guys make the choice. Do I go left? Do I go right? Do I sneak in this way? Do I sneak in that way? Like there's just so much more to do with some of these games, and like Felony said with like that Riders Republic, and you could have it look when they showed that game, it looked like you could have 60 people in a lobby.
I think it's 100.
It was something crazy. Like, could you imagine? Like, you got all these people in your stream. Like, hey, I want to play. I want to play. And he's like, yeah, you can get in here and play. And you're like your whole stream is like sitting here playing and chatting. Like that stuff. That's what really caught my eyes. Is what they're implementing. And like you said earlier, Dev, I think you hit it. Is like they're really noticing us content people, the ones that are actually putting out content and really going towards it, like gearing towards it. They were big. Like just to recap a little bit, they were big on putting in the editing thing on PS5. They went full tilt. It's not like as little as it was in on the PS4. Is now you can go in and you can almost full blown edit. Besides, like if you want to be that guy. Like if you want to go in and put hours into whatever you're editing, you know what I mean? Like you could actually put out something quality, and it may not be something that like one of these top tier guys has get done by like a pro editor, you know what I mean? But you'll be able to do more with it and put out something quality and get your content out. And I think that's going to be a big game changer for people that may not have a PC right now. You know what I mean? Like that adds another element to those guys, or even us guys that don't want to go into DaVinci Resolve or Adobe Premiere or into all that other craziness. And I think both systems have their pros and cons. Um, where I can't really leg it up because this is the next gen, and it's a next generation, which they really put some time into this next generation now, where none of us know. You know what I mean? None of us have played. None. I mean, we see what we see, but
We'll know this weekend.
who knows uh what's to come? What they really accomplish with it, and hopefully they really, like Deb was saying, is they really take it to that next level, which these systems are capable of. Like I honestly truly believe with the One X and with the PS4, they never pushed it to the level of those systems could have performed, and that's what I want to see. I want to see them actually touch that. I want to see them push it in there and give it hell and see what happens, and not leave people questioning and leave that room. Like sometimes I think it's a tactic. They leave the room there just so they have the room to, oh, they can make this little tweak and then they can get you into the next gen. You know what I mean? Like it's all marketing and game and different stuff, but I'm pumped. Like I'm going tomorrow. Like I said, we'll have the Xbox One X right here. Not the One X, I mean the Series X on stream live early in the morning. Probably thinking like 9, 10 o'clock in the morning. We might be rocking. Might be earlier than that. Depends how quick my plasma flies out of my arm after I pick it up. But
Yeah.
we
I
will
got
be
a
up.
question for all you guys, real quick, before we
Oh, no,
head
you're
out.
good. You're good. Go ahead.
What type of gameplay advancements are you hoping to see that will really put us like, okay, we're playing next gen?
Okay, so I'll jump on this one real quick. Like if I'm talking sports wise, because that's what I play. I play sports. I'm opposite of what Felony does. He shoots and races. I play sports and shoot. So if I'm talking like sports wise, I would love to see the mechanics get like with running. I like sometimes it looks weird when guys are running on the PS4. I would like to see it more of a natural movement, like some of the hot, like when you're running the ball as a running back. I played the position, so I know what it should look like and how it should feel. Like if you take a hop step into the hole and come back out of the hole, like give me that feel like that I had literally hit that hole and I pushed off of my left leg and I'm pushing back out. You know what I mean? I would like to see that type of stuff and not that stiff motion where like you hit the hole and then next thing you know your guy just like he's just over here, he's back over to the right. I would like to see that fluidness like just come through it. Like if I plant and run a counter, I stick my foot in and I come back out. Like those types of things would be cool. Or like something when they're jumping for catches, you can't just different camera movements of like they can come up and you can see how the ball is being played while they're catching it, or something where they can maybe like get like they do on the field, like they kind of get in there when they're zooming cameras down on these guys that are making catches or going across the middle. You see that hard impact and stuff like that. Like I would like to see if they can capture that, if they can push that, if they can push that barrier. Like graphics, we know are gonna come like basketball wise. We've already seen 2K. What's coming from them now? Can Madden get on top of that? I don't know. I would love to see some type of implement, like if they're running down the field, you see grass, or you see like if they're on a field where it's real dusty, or like they like say they go out to like Los Angeles or something like where it's dusty, or Vegas and it's all hot and dusty, and then you step on that field and they're planting, you see a little dust roll off or something like that. Just look like I don't need a whole lot of big things. I just want to see it be realistic and get a little bit more in depth with movements, graphics. Love to see EA really dive in and see what they can push to the barriers of that. I mean, like they've done good with graphics wise, to an extent. And then I mean, like
See,
that's just my
I'm a
biggest thing.
bit different. I'm a little bit different.
Go
I
ahead.
mean, I want to see all that also, but I mean, we've already seen it on the PS4 with COD. I mean, I'm sure with the Xbox also. The ability to customize your controls. I want to be able to move my stick and my guy turn, or be able to aim up and it not go off center, or you get that little glitch of a punch because you moved your stick the wrong way. I want to see a lot more of that. Where I mean, you got your dead zones on your stick. You can customize the dead zone on your sticks now. And I mean, with the haptic feedback and the way they're talking about the triggers being pulled, I hope they implement a little bit into the sticks also. I mean, that I want to see that.
Drunken
Frame rate.
frame rate. That's always big. I mean, it's definitely time that we get. I'm surprised that we're not seeing 144 now.
Yeah.
I think that could come. I think that could come later. I really do. I think that could come later. Maybe in a pro edition, you might get that.
Yeah, because they're running both consoles running a modified version, Big Navi.
And I'd like to see more games come out where you can adjust the field of view. I mean, COD's the first one that we've seen it in as far as the console goes. I want to see more games like that.
I think we won't get 144. See, there's one thing that you'll notice: consoles, they know that they're 98% of the time played on a TV. We don't have any TVs that really are in gamer range that are doing 144 or 240 yet.
Yeah.
So I don't think you'll see that until more TVs hit the market. We had plenty of TVs hit the market that could do 120. And that's why they went ahead and did it with consoles. The gaming monitor market obviously helped that a lot, but if you're still looking at it, and the fact that again there's still that entertainment aspect to it, 144 wasn't necessarily, a necessity right now.
100%.
You could be right though, Smee. We could see a pro version of both consoles come out or something like that, and then they might hit that 144 or even push it to 240.
I don't know if we get 240 yet. I think 240 would be a stretch.
You're right.
I mean,
But
I mean, you
thought
have your
8K was a
monitors.
stretch.
I mean, you
But
got your
both of them
monitors.
Came out this week.
Yeah,
Both of them came out this week and said they're going to do 8K in a future update.
man.
For why? There's only 2 8K TVs available in the world, and they're both over $8,000.
Yeah, I'm good. You know where that TV? You know where
8K is not important to me. You're right.
Yeah.
If for whatever reason somebody from Sony or Microsoft is listening, drop the 8K and push the 144. Figure that out.
Yeah. Like I agree 100%. Because I mean, but honestly, I mean, like, why have 8K? You can't even like a cable company can't even push it yet.
I mean, we don't even have cable on 4K yet.
I do.
That's what blows
I have 4K
my mind.
cable. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, but there's only 7 channels.
Verizon Fios is loaded, bro.
Oh well, I don't know what they got, but for regular actual cable, not fiber optic. If we're talking regular cable, there's only 7 channels that are 4K.
Yeah.
Netflix, not even Netflix is at a 50% 4K capacity yet. So it's just not really worth it. I don't understand the whole
8K.
I mean, does it look great? Yes. I'm not gonna
probably it's gonna look nuts. It's gonna look crazy.
Great.
We're gonna look like we're like it's us, man. I mean, that's
right.
I mean,
I'd much rather have the frame rate.
100%. I'd rather have it over that too, because it's good. You can imagine it's probably if it comes out in 8K, it's probably gonna be 60 frames.
Right.
There's no way they can push that yet.
Yeah, I kind of touched on it earlier. My biggest thing is taking advantage of this new tech, these new hard drives, these new processors, all these teraflops and blah, 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 and giving us some actual gameplay advancements. I don't want to feel like I'm playing Madden 21 and Madden 25.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying?
I want to
I
feel the
don't wanna feel
movements.
like, I don't want to be playing Call of Duty, Cold
Feeling
War.
stiff.
When it should be Call of Duty. Who the hell knows? Under the Sea. I don't even know. They do some crazy stuff over there, but like that's what I want to see is like actual improvements. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
it's like
Now, do you think you
there's
to touch on what you're saying right there? Because this is a good conversation. To touch on that right there, you think their advancements go back to not having competition? Like some of these games don't have competition. Like 2K doesn't have competition. Madden doesn't have competition. Call of Duty really doesn't have competition right now until, as you said, Battlefield will be working its way back out again. And that's the biggest competition they see. So does that have? You think that slows these guys down from really advancing to where they could be?
nope. I think we do.
We do.
We do because we continue to support it even if it's not what we want it to be. I
Yep.
will tell you right now, I have not even entered the MUT screen since my last Madden Live stream. So I don't remember what day that was, but whenever that last Madden Live stream was,
Yeah.
that was the last time I played MUT. Other than that, I've kind of given it up.
I haven't been playing it either.
I am
Yeah.
purely a CFM guy. I refuse to continue to give them. And you know what? I said it. In my mind, it's like this. I'm not going to continue wasting my money on something that I'm not enjoying. And the game right now is playable, but honest to God, plays best in CFM right now.
Yes.
But it's
100%.
terrible. Two, if they don't come out with this next gen upgrade and it's not close to what 2K did, oh, I might actually throw a fit.
2K did its thing, dude.
I might actually throw a fit.
I mean, yeah, we're allowing them to be lazy.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what people need to realize is like you the more that you support something and hope that it's better versus demanding that it's better by not supporting. Listen, people will notice as soon as sales go from 1 billion to 100 million. They will notice and they'll be like, oh shit, we got to figure this out. How do we get back to 1 billion?
Yeah.
So if you go from 100 million,
and that's 100%. Like, why did they let that NFL drop Madden? Like, you know what I mean? Like, why did they let that go? Why did they let fixed franchise go? The hashtags, they had them trending.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's why I think I'm skipping this Need for Speed. As much as I want to get Need for Speed, and it was
about the remaster.
Yeah, and it was a good series there, but I've watched it and I'm not happy with it. And I've heard.
I think we both can agree that Need for Speed hasn't been good since Underground 2.
Oh, definitely.
Need for Speed Underground was it.
It is the pinnacle of what Need for. It's really, if we're gonna be honest, it's really what put Need for Speed on the map.
Oh yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Heat was amazing as far as graphics. The story mode was good. The multiplayer is amazing. But the story was too short. There's too many restrictions. There's too many glitches that they refuse to fix.
Mm-hmm.
I can buy 79 cars. And once I buy my 80th car, I have to go into offline mode, delete my car, delete my parts before I can play online again. I got $100 million in my account. I should be able to buy every single car.
Yep.
Can't do it. I got so much money on that game that it's ridiculous.
And I'm hoping.
I mean, it's the same thing with Mutt. Like, I feel like, and I've kind of read that the reason why it's been so bad this year is because we're getting the C team because the A and B team are working on the next gen version. So,
well, let's hope.
We're gonna do more than hopes me. Otherwise, I'll drive up. We'll pull a FedEx. I'll drive up to you to then turn around and drive down to Florida. You feel me?
And then drop the game off.
Yeah.
Here you go.
We knocking on we gonna find Kralo's new crib and we knocking on some doors. Like, all right, Kralo, clearly you didn't hear me in the chat, so let me just make this perfectly clear face to face.
I see. I don't mess with Kralo because Kralo, it's not his problem, bro. You know what I mean? Like he gets beat up. I feel bad for that man. I'm not gonna lie.
We gotta find Jake. That's who it is.
I feel bad. I feel bad for Kralo. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like that man takes an ass whooping. That boy takes a heat.
Yep.
For no reason. Like people don't concept. The man don't create the game. He don't develop the game. He don't do shit. But run the game
face for you. Yep.
Yeah, he's a face.
No, I totally understand.
That's why I'm like, man.
I think that we need to see. I mean, I'm talking like, and I'm not even talking like crazy things. Like, I hope that the gun jamming thing, like that would be next level.
Yeah, that's different. Like that would be crazy. As long as it's not in multiplayer, I'm cool.
Yeah, well, I mean, even in multiplayer, I think it would put an aspect.
No, fuck that. I'm gonna be mad as fuck, bro. I'm not going to lie.
I really do think that it would be great if it was in multiplayer.
Nah, cause like if you this thing like if they implement if they implement
culture, I think that it would be
yeah,
great.
but like if they like just think about it, if they implement the nuke, right? And you're on the 20 or whatever, you like it used to be in Modern Warfare 2. And you're on the 24th kill, and you got your man lined up for the 25th kill. And that shit said click.
But you know what?
And then you get popped in the head. I'll be fucking steaming, boy.
In a way, that would be nice to see in multiplayer.
Oh, it would, but it would piss me off. I can't even lie.
Oh,
like
yeah.
I would be steaming, boy. I'll be over here punching chairs and shit.
I mean, this is raw and unedited.
I'll be over here like this. I'll be over here with the stress balls in my hand, squeezing the shit out.
If they actually implement that,
Don't break the controllers.
That would stop a lot of these kids spraying and praying.
Oh yeah.
And the quick snipes.
Yeah.
Yeah, could you imagine a quick sniper getting like they're right there gonna pull Yo, I can hear Fox right now if that happened.
I would not like to see the quick scoping.
I would love them to get the fuck rid because it's unreal to me. Like I would love to see that get down. Like I hate quick scoping. Like when you're I'm from you to me, and you're popping me in the head with the sniper before I can hit you with a freaking submachine gun. Nah.
I'll never see what I really want to see back in COD, and that's a dolphin dive.
Dolphin dive? The dolphin dive.
The slide is realistic though, so I don't have a problem with the slide.
Yeah. The dolphin dive, I think, was more realistic because if you're quick enough with the buttons, you can really take that slide to the next level. All the way back to Black Ops 3, you can move halfway across that map in half the time it takes you to run it.
Yeah, see, but like me, I want to go back to Modern Warfare 2. There wasn't no motherfucking sliding. You was ducking and dodging, trying to get behind shit.
I want Modern Warfare to have a real lean system similar to Rainbow Six. That's what I think Call of Duty is missing, is a true like lean system behind cover.
Well, they did have that one in what was it last year? Yeah, like there was like I think they had something similar, but it wasn't like what you're talking about where you can lean left or right.
Yeah. See, I love the lean mechanic in Rainbow Six. To me is flawless. And I wish that more shooters would implement mechanic because that's realistic. I'm not just gonna be running around crazy with a submachine gun talking about, hey Kenny, come kill me. Like that ain't gonna happen. I'm gonna be surgical and thoughtful and things of that nature.
Yeah, strategic.
So like when I can't do that, sometimes I kind of get annoyed. So like it takes me a little bit of time to get into Call of Duty because I have to play so. I mean, for lack of a better phrase, and I don't mean this with any sort of negativity behind it, but you just have to play Call of Duty ignorantly. Like there isn't really much. Yeah. The strategy is knowing the map and knowing like the
ins and outs, the lanes. Yep.
Yeah, the bottleneck points, and like once you figure that out, and then maybe you find a couple sniper spots, and then you're kind of golden. But it's like, as far as like actually playing strategically, and that's why I tend to lean. That's probably why I like Battlefield more.
Well, I think that's why they implemented Warzone, but in Warzone you can't lean either. Like, so I would like to. I mean, it would make sense like if you get behind a tree and lean up against it and like lean out, be
I'm
able to
just
hide
saying
yourself.
little stuff like
Yeah,
that. Be able to peek a window from a left or a right, or if you're in a corner between two windows, being able to kind of sway left and right and see both.
yeah,
Like just little stuff. Just little stuff like that, man. Those aren't crazy mechanics, but yet
yeah.
we've only had 1 or 2 games this generation that had it. So like I'm hopeful that we get more. You know what I mean? Because I just think that those are mechanics that are kind of almost
Pro-
necessary to
Probably
change.
should already been in game.
Yeah, and something as simple as that would completely change your gameplay, right? So
Oh, I mean, it changes your gameplay and also changes your experience.
right,
You get a
that's my
better, you get that more realistic feel to it, and and it's not like you're stiff. Like I was
I
talking
can hear
earlier.
it right now. I'm telling you, if Call of Duty does it, I'll be the first one to be like, "Damn, look at these next gen game physics."
Yeah, I mean, like, there's so much that can come out of it that I'm looking forward to, and like I said, like you've been hitting on, man. I hope they really get at it and give what they can do. I'm
Here's the problem. Let's just make sure that we set the bar accurately. We're probably, unfortunately, not going to see the true potential of these consoles
oh,
until about year 3 or 4. And the
if that
biggest
like
reason for that is because they want to continue to support the PS4 and the Xbox One. Once they decide, okay, we're done with that, which doesn't make any sense to me on Xbox's account because they've already stopped making them. So I really don't understand why they want to continue to support them.
yeah, yeah.
But whatever. PlayStation is still making them, from my understanding. So I kind of
Yeah, I
understand
think
that.
it was like one. I
Yes.
think they said 1 or 2 years or something like
Yeah, and they did that with the PS4 to PS3. That's
that.
why we really didn't see we didn't really see fire PS4 games until about year 2 or year 3 when they were like, okay, cool, here's end of life for real on the last gen, and now we can 100% develop and focus for next gen. And we're gonna see that, again in 2 to 3 years. That's when that Bethesda thing will probably be massive for
Xbox.
right, because they've already started working on that game. They even said it when Xbox acquired them that they had already been working close with them on a new IP. So this just made it easier. Um, and um, just little stuff like some of the games that didn't even do the next gen, right? So like UFC, but they just signed another 10-year contract with EA. So like, and if I'm going to be honest with you, that's probably the best EA sports game today. Is
Yeah.
the UFC game.
See, yeah, I
Um,
get bored with that game.
it's just depends on how you, but it's hard to get bored because you can play it so differently every time.
Yeah,
Every time you step in the ring, you can do something different. If you want to knock somebody out, you can. You want to tap somebody out, you can. You want to out wrestle somebody, you can. It just, to me, it's fun because every experience is a little bit different. And it's even this new one that they put out, fire.
I haven't played it. I think
It's
maybe
phenomenal.
UFC 2,
Yeah,
2 to
the
2,
new UFC 4. Oh, bro, next gen.
next
Feels
gen.
next gen already.
All right, but I'm gonna let us all get out of here for the night and this bad boy, so we can get it up on Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcast. Make sure you guys check it out again there. Um, again, be back tomorrow. We will have the unboxing of the Xbox Series X. Hopefully by 9 o'clock we'll be live with that. Also Dev, whenever he receives his, will be live streaming his opening. I don't know what Drunken's plan is for his. I don't know if I don't think he got the Xbox, right? You didn't get the Xbox yet, right, Drunken?
I don't know.
Yeah, so he'll be possibly maybe show it on the PS5 when he gets it. Big May, I think Felony has talked about this, doing an unboxing of his PS5 when his gets received. So there will be all types of unboxings. All the links to all these guys will be in the description below. So make sure you guys like, share, and hit that sub button, turn your notification bells on so you know when these things go up on here. Make sure you stop by, check out Dev, check out Drunken, check out Felony. Great content creators. We all do something different. all. I mean, we're similar in ways, but we all are different in ways how we do our content.
We're
Make sure
only similar in the way that we swear at Madden on stream.
Well,
I'll be swearing Madden in about 19 minutes.
I don't swear to Madden.
no, he just listens
I
to
don't
me.
swear to Madden.
He just listens to me
I
swear.
can laugh at everybody that does.
He was
Yeah.
he was
You're
gonna
a man, felony.
he,
You're a
he was like I think I'm gonna get this game and play it with you. I was like, no, don't do it.
He's one of them dudes like, oh, dude, I'll buy Madden for you. Don't do it. I ain't gonna play.
Yeah, as I told him, I was like, no, I'm like, don't do it. I was like, leave it alone. Just run while you can. But guys, this will be going up. We got this going up. And again, we will be back next. I think we're gonna keep these on Mondays because Fridays get hectic with so much everybody's streaming, everybody's doing their thing. So these will now become Monday streams. We will be back. We will have a lot for you guys. If not something maybe in the middle of the week, I'm not positive, but Monday for definite. We will review what I don't know if Dev will be returning on Monday or not. I don't know his work schedule, but might be a different cast. Hopefully it's the same cast, but we'll be reviewing how we feel about these consoles. I would hope Dev comes back because he's gonna have the Xbox and he'll be able to reiterate off of me. Depending on his work schedule, Drunken's work schedule. But we'll also have
Just leave my work out of it. There you go.
Felony will be back. You don't have a choice. Felony will be back. We'll have Felony back. We'll have myself back at least. For sure. I'll have the Xbox review. We'll have a PS5 review. We'll have probably a little Call of Duty in there because I'm sure a lot of us are going to be playing Call of Duty. I know Dev said he's playing it. Felony's playing it. I'm playing it. I think Drunken's going real life hunting. He's going to be playing Army out in the woods this weekend.
I'm gonna play. Hope the God, squirrels don't screw me over.
Well, I'm going up until Thursday. Thursday's my last day of hunting. Friday the PS4 arrives, and the weekend's COD. So I'm doing the week this week.
So
Yeah.
there you guys go. We'll see you. We will be back Monday with all that awesomeness. So stay tuned to it, guys. It's going up on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, and Google. And there's some other ones I can't remember them all. There's like 8 different ones it goes to now. But appreciate you guys all tuning in. Appreciate all you guys coming on the show and helping out. But we are out of here. Have a great night. Peace.
Later.